Hey everybody, what's up? This is Mike from the One Stop Co-op Shop, and today I'm doing a solo playthrough of City of the Great Machine. And disclaimer, I was sent a review copy of this one. City of the Great Machine is both a 2 to 4 player competitive game, but it also has a 1 to 3 player solo co-op mode, and that's what I'll be showing off today. And if you like the content on the One Stop Co-op Shop, consider supporting us through Patreon. You get early access to our videos and exclusive videos every month you can't see anywhere else. You can also check out our separate streaming channel for even more content, listen to our weekly podcast, or join the conversation on our Discord. So the concept of City of the Great Machine, it reminds me a lot of BioShock Infinite, for those who have played that. You were on a sort of totalitarian state floating city in the sky in sort of, I don't know, like industrial era times. And it's ruled over by an AI, a computer that predictably is trying to take over the world and instill its own version of order. And you control the revolutionaries trying to lead riots against the computer and stop it from taking over the world, while it's going to be sending its dastardly mechanized servants against you, and you'll be dealing with lower-level robotic guards as well. In each round of the game, you'll reveal a city event that's going to give you some potential bonuses and hindrances to deal with. And then the heroes will each pick where they're going to travel with these access cards that correspond to the tiles on the board. Then the servants will move using a movement deck with some predictability of where they're going to go. If they go to the same place as you, generally you get some terrible penalties as they detain you for your illicit activities. But if they don't catch you, you'll spend your core resource, Trust, to perform a bunch of different actions based on which location you're in, such as breaking the guards to make all the rest of your activities less watch and easier to do. Flipping and revealing these famous citizen tokens. There are 4 at most of the locations, but a few of the more major districts only start with 1. And you'll also be rotating this little arrow, which represents the discontent in the city, because as you reach these different little areas here with 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, that will turn that level of citizen. There are 5 tokens for each of these numbers. That'll make them active, which means they're ready to support your revolution. And once you know about enough of the citizens and have enough of their support through discontent, you can do the main thing in the game to win, which are cause riots. And if you get 3 riots, you win the game. But when you're playing, except in the tutorial game, you're going to have these missions down here, and you need to complete the missions first to unlock your riot tokens and be able to actually win the game, although these will give you other benefits as well. Meanwhile, the Great Machine is going to keep on counting down towards its eventual dominance of the world. If it gets to midnight, you lose the game, although on the difficulty we're playing, which is normal difficulty, and we're also using the easiest mission set, so it's not going to be super challenging. Well, maybe not. We'll see. Every time you do a successful riot, you will push the hour back one and give yourself a little bit more time. And those are some of the basics of how the game plays. I'll go into more details, but let's get into the City of the Great Machine and see how we do. And by the way, for those narrative lovers out there, there is a little narrative section for each of the mission sets. The one I'm doing is, again, the easiest one, Know Thy Enemy. The citizens of the city are used to seeing the servants as representations of the Great Machine's infallibility and believe they are invincible. But it is all an illusion. Before their conversion to half-mechanical beings, the servants were nothing more than mere humans, and their implants were manufactured by imperfect, ordinary workers in carefully guarded factories. Learn the secrets of the implants from the chief engineer who designed them. Find out who the servants were before. Turn this knowledge against them and prove to the people that the servants are vulnerable, and so the Great Machine is vulnerable as well. Only then those who doubted will dare to openly fight. So the first step of each round is to reveal a new city event. There are 12 of these randomly chosen, and these ones are just for solo co-op. There's an entirely different set of cards for the competitive game. And at the bottom of the 12 cards is a 13th card called the Countdown. Once we reach this, no matter what we do, the Great Machine is going to increase its hour towards winning every single round, so you don't want to let the game go too long. And in this game, we're starting with distracting the police. Let's talk through the main elements here. So the first thing to pay attention to is the top with this little symbol here, and in this case, the location. And that's called the security protocol. It's telling us something we need to do, in this case, get one of our characters to this indicated location by the end of the round. If we don't, the Great Machine is going to get to put out one of these blue extra guards for free at the end of the round. And in this case, that icon corresponds to the central square that one of my characters is already at, so maybe I'll just leave her there. Then there's an additional section called a breakthrough. We're only eligible for this if we, you see the little check mark here, if we did prevent the placement of the guard. So again, in this case, getting somebody to the main square. And it says, additionally, if there are no heroes in any minor districts, I'll show you those in a second, We get to identify a famous citizen in a random district, and the hero in the central square receives 2 trust. So major districts, they have a slightly different shape, and they're sort of like grayish instead of bronze goldish. So the Grand Citadel is a major district, the Central Square, the Tower of Law, and the Control Nexus. So these 4, whereas these 5 here are all minor districts. So this round, we could get somebody to the Central Square to stop putting down a robot. And if we all end up in major districts, we'll get some other bonuses, like it said. And then finally, each event card has something we want to do to prevent the master plan from advancing. That's the clock thing I was showing you before. It says at round's end, if there's at least 1 broken guard in a district with no servants or riot tokens. So we would need to break a guard, which is one of the actions I'll show you in a second. And we would need to kind of get lucky and have there be no servants or anything there. All right, that could be tough, but we'll see. And these are separate, so we could prevent the advance of the master plan, but not get either of these. We could do those and not get that, but it just gives us some extra direction for our turn. The next step of the start of the round is for each of my characters, and you always have 3 in the solo cooperative game, so in solo I'm just controlling all 3 of them. Each of them is going to receive trust, which is the main resource for taking actions, equal to the number of citizens in their location, which at the start of the game is 4 for everybody. Now, as the game goes on, we'll be flipping some of these citizens over, and if there are ones where the discontent, that little clock thing I showed earlier, has reached or exceeded their number, then they'll be on our side and they'll give us 2 trust. But also some of these hidden citizens, 5 of them total, are traitors who are hiding amongst the citizenry and are actually on the machine side. They won't give us any trust if we flip them. But again, in this case, all of us are getting 4 trust because we are just on some basic minor districts with their starting 4 people. And then we progress into the access phase. This is where we're going to pick where each of my characters are moving. Using this deck of access cards, which shows all the locations in the game, except there are 9 of them and we only have 8 cards. And that's because at the start of the game, you take 1 random access card for each character, and this has already been taken by the Great Machine. So they have barred your entry to a specific area. Now you can get these back through some actions, but at least for now it has some limitations on our movement. But yeah, all we got to do here is pick where we're going to move. But for that, let's talk a bit about what we can do and who my characters are. So first, each of them has a number in the upper right. This is going to be the initiative order. You go from lowest to highest. So they are in the order they'll act each round. And in the bottom right, they've got the maximum amount of trust they can hold at one time, which is 8 for Mateus and Sylvia, but only 7 for Olga. Then they've each got a special ability. Mateus is an assaulter. He can break guards more easily. You get 1 action a turn after you move, assuming you haven't been detained and lost your action. And normally you spend an amount of trust, and then you roll the die, and if the amount you spent equals or exceeds the number of coins shown on the die, then you break the guard. Mateus will never overpay, so like he can just say, okay, whoops, I did need 4. Or, okay, I only have to pay 2, so he just gets a little bit of advantage. Although there is a shield side that always misses the guard, so you don't want to roll that. Olga de Troyes has the Artful Dodger ability. You ignore guards and spend no trust when exiting your first district in a round, which I think is a good segue to talk about movement in the game. So again, you're each picking an access card, but then you have to actually get there. So each of the districts is joined to at least 2 other districts. So like from here, Olga can move to the Commerce District or up here to the Art District. And each time you exit a district, so you pay for exiting, not entering, you pay an amount of trust equal to the guards there. Okay, Olga, stop dancing over there. And that's going to be a consistent thing for almost every action in the game. The number of active guards is going to determine how much trust you have to spend for most actions, which is also why it's great to take a break a guard action, because then you only spend 1 for most things here. And then some things will become free if both guards are broken. But yeah, so if Olga had selected, for example, the industrial district, she'd have to pay 2 trust to leave that space, and then 2 more to leave that space. And if you run out of trust and don't have enough, you have to roll this green die, and if you get the little running person, then you're safe. But if you get one of the 2 shackles faces, then you are detained as though you had moved to where one of the servants is, and you lose your action, other bad stuff. You don't want that to happen. And all that is to clarify Olga's ability. She does not pay for the first district she moves out of, so she can afford to move a lot more quickly than the other characters. And finally, Sylvia Wu, the Artificer, has the machine's creator. I guess she created the machine, because there's a backstory for all these people. And it says, in the opening phase, you receive 3 additional trust if you are in any major district except the central square. So just a moment ago, Sylvia got 4 trust for having 4 citizens in her space. But let's say she was in the Tower of Law instead, which is a major district. She would only get 1. There aren't very many citizens here, and you can't hold very many. This is the maximum number that can be there. But in Sylvia's case, she would get 3 extra because I guess she's known and respected in the major districts because of her machine creating status. And then, whoops, one more thing to think about before I actually start making some real choices. These are the missions, and I said you have to complete these to gain access to the riot tokens that let you actually win the game. And you shouldn't use these in a tutorial game. So I am playing a slightly more advanced thing. This is what they suggest doing like after your first or second game. This is my third one right now. So to unlock the riot token I need to win, I need to do something. Interaction is something you do each time you move. So in this case, it says you can place your hero token in an objective district, which has to be a minor district. Once one hero does that, all the other heroes need to put theirs in the same district. So we all need to move at some point to the same district. And once we do, we get a bonus. In this case, we place an ambush token in that same district. And whenever one of the machine's servants moves there, or the first time they move there, they'll get ambushed and get deactivated, not just for that round, but for the next round as well. So they won't mess with us for 2 rounds, which is pretty great. Then our other mission is learn their weakness. At the end of this first round, we're going to put tokens for each of the enemy's servants in the district they're currently in. And if we move to those districts, we can collect them. Once we have all 3 of them, we complete the mission. And then each of us will take one of the servant's order tokens, and that servant won't be able to arrest us anymore. They won't be able to detain us, which is pretty huge. And if we do both of these, not only will we have 2 of the 3 riots we need, but we also will unlock the Class Consciousness third mission. You don't need to beat this one, because to get your third riot to win the game, if you can get Discontent all the way up to this red spot here, which has the little riot token there as well, that counts as the third riot if you've basically gotten Discontent to its highest level possible. But that third mission and doing a third riot gives us an alternate option to get that final win element in the game. And by the way, I didn't mention, but the Great Machine's starting with 3 value for its master plan because I'm playing on normal difficulty. That's another way that the game gets modified. There's lots of difficulty modifiers here. I'll explain the other ones as they come up. All right, so we got a ton of things to think about. Do we want someone to get to the central square? Do we want all of us to get to major districts? Do we want to start going to the same minor district to get our trap set up? We can't do learn their weaknesses yet because that's not going to get put until the end of the round, but eventually we want to find where those servants are going. And speaking of the servants themselves, they have a randomized movement deck. Sometimes they'll move to our current locations, which doesn't really matter if we move away, but is bad if we don't, because wherever you end your move, you don't want to be with a servant or they detain you. Sometimes they move north, south, east, or west, so it's dangerous to be right next to them. And they do also have a card that just automatically moves them to the central square, because that, as you'll see when we get into the actions, is one of the best ways to quickly raise discontent and get more people on your side, so they tend to patrol there pretty aggressively. All right, so I guess I'll try to do all the quests. We'll see how it goes. So I want to try to get away from them, though. I definitely don't want to be in the Grand Citadel. And we could go to the same place, but if 2 or more heroes are in the same location, they have to share the trust that's generated by the citizens. So usually that's not a great idea. So Sylvia's right next to the Tower of Law, and she'll get extra trust there. And she does have an access card for that, so she'll go there. Olga, she's already on the central square. Yes, it's a more dangerous place to be, but you know, she might as well stay there, right? So she'll stay on the central square. So you can stay in your own place as long as you have an access card for it. And then Mateus is going to go down to the control nexus, trying to move as little as possible, spend as little trust as possible. But we will all be more than one away from the servants. So pretty good chance that at worst, maybe one of us will get detained. And we just lay out the cards. In the competitive game, the Great Machine is listening the whole time, so you can still like share these things, but you have to like quietly hide them and show them to each other. Here we can just lay them out and know where we're moving. However, we're not the only ones doing things, because now we get into the Great Machine phase. And we have the 3 servants in order. We've got the Phantasmer, the Judge Mentor, and the Lex Hecate, or Hecate, I forget how to pronounce her name. And they're each going to get a random movement card determining where they go, and then they'll perform an action. They have 3 different things they can do, and they each have a little priority order for how they'll do them. I'll explain them as we go. They'll be skipping a lot of them for now and mainly doing the district actions because a lot of the other ones don't apply yet. And these cards are in a very specific distribution. At the difficulty level I'm playing, there are 3 that are malfunctions, where the servant does nothing. Those are lovely. Then we've also got 1 in each of the 4 cardinal directions, 1 that sends them straight to the central square, 1 for each of the characters, and 2 that have them stay in place. So, yeah, let's see how it goes. So we do 1 at a time. Let's do the Phantasmer, who is incapacitated this turn. That's the malfunction one, which is only used at certain difficulty settings. Which means that I'll usually supposed to lay him down, but I'm having him all lay flat for the overhead filming. He is now totally not counted for the turn. He won't take an action. If we were there, he wouldn't detain us. He's just getting some repairs done. Okay, then the Judgmentor is moving left, and is just like a little tiebreaker if it's not obvious which way to go. Or I should say west, I guess, which takes him into the Science District. And he is in the same space as Sylvia, but that only matters if she stayed there. So you only check at the end of your movement if they're in the same space as you to detain you. And then he takes an action since he was not malfunctioning. His first preference is to arrest an active famous citizen. We don't have any of those. His second preference is to repair all guards in the district. We haven't broken any yet. So like I said, pretty much all of them are going to take the district action. And each of them has a different way they detain you, but that only matters if we end our move in their space, which hopefully we won't. And to explain each of those options in a bit more detail, the arresting a citizen would be if we had done an action or done a riot to reveal them, and if their number, 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5, was equal to or lower than the current discontent track. So like once we get here, we have the artists on our side, all the 1s will be active. Then over here it gets all the 2s active and all the 3s active. So they'll only arrest people if we've gotten them on our side and like they're kind of arguing for our cause. And by the way, I didn't show, but there's like 3 spaces for each discontent. So we have to raise discontent 1 to get the 1s on our side, but then it'll be 3 more raises to get the 2s, 3 more moves to get to the 3s. So you kind of have like these big quadrants, or not quadrants, whatever it is, sextants. No, there's 7 of them. And then these 3 mini spaces for each one. So yeah, that would be how arresting works. Guards, if we've broken them for an action, again, they'll repair all of them. And they do repair all, so I found as cool as it is to break both guards in a place and make actions really cheap, they can fix it so quickly, it might not be worth it. And then finally, we have the district actions. All the minor districts are the same. They just advance the progress marker counter clockwise by 1 space. I'll show you that in a second. And then for the Grand Citadel and the Tower of Law, it's the same. They're going to draw these things called directives, these cards that kind of like add extra laws and powers to the Great Machine, or play them. And the Control Nexus, they move districts around, which can really mess with our movement in the game. And finally, in the central square, they advance the progress marker even more. So they like to do this progress marker. Let me show you how that works. So the progress marker is this red thing. It always starts on the 0 stage, which is right here. And then each time it progresses, it goes counterclockwise. So the master plan is going clockwise to midnight and winning. The discontent is going clockwise as we convince more people. But this goes counterclockwise. First to the raid stage, then the 5, then the 4, just these entire sections, not caring about the little spaces. And whenever it reaches the stage that our current discontent is at, it goes back to 0 and they get a master plan. Which means, and this is kind of how the competitive game works too, the better we're doing, the more discontent we have, the more intensely and quickly the Great Machine is going to come after us and build up its master plan. So like, for example, once we're in the riot stage, even a single advancement of this will build a master plan point. So we need to make sure that when we get discontent up, we are kind of making everything else go along at the same pace and that we're ready to win the game pretty quickly. But with all that being said, the Judgmentor is in a minor district, and his district action is to advance that once counterclockwise. Okay, and then finally, Alexi is going toward, oh man, which one is this? Darn it, this was bad luck. She's going to Olga's space. Each of the characters on their quick reference card, which is what I have tucked underneath these, gets a different icon for the enemy movement and also for missions. So Lex is moving to Olga, who sadly is the only one of my characters who didn't move, so she's going to get detained. We'll show you what that means when our movement happens in a second. Oh, and actually, this is doubly bad because Lex always prefers to do the district action, and this is the one that advances progress more aggressively. You count the number of citizens in the central square, which is 4, subtract the number of guards, which is 2, leaves us with a 2 difference, and that is how far she advances the progress. So they're pretty close to getting their first master plan already. All right, now just about finished for the round. We're going to do the hero phase. So we're going to go in initiative order, starting with Mateus. And he's going to the control nexus. Let's see how much it costs him to get there. He's currently in the industrial district, just 1 district away. There are 2 guards there, so it's going to be 2 of his 4 trusts to walk in here. And now he can take his action. So let's go through our options. So first of all, he can identify famous citizens in his district. In solo co-op, that means flipping them over and finding out what number they are, which means that they can actually help you riot more easily, you know, like if you're getting extra resources from them and stuff. And you can do that for as many famous citizens in your district as you like, but it is going to cost the number of guards in trust each time. So like if I wanted to identify this one person, it would cost both of Mateus's trust. You can also move famous citizens as an action. It just costs 1 trust per district they move. You can go as far as you want, you can do as many as you want. So I could send this one person to any other district on the board, but it would cost me 1 trust for each space they had to move. I can attack a guard, Matthias' specialty. Like I said, usually you pay and then roll, and you need to have paid at least as much as you rolled. Matthias can roll first, but sadly, and I say sadly because remember to prevent the master plan from advancing this turn, we have to break a guard. There's only 2 sides with a 2 coin symbol, and Matthias only has 2 trust. So even though he's extra good at it, he might not be able to break a guard, and that would mean the master plan would move forward. So yeah, I think he has to do a different action, unfortunately. You can start a riot. We'll talk about that later because we don't have any tokens for it yet. And you can gain trust. It's free, and you just get 1 trust. And then an action you can take in any minor district is pay trust equal to the number of guards to increase discontent by 1. That's the one that's actually going to make people be on our side. And then each of the major districts has its own actions, and these are also shown on the individual cards for them. So in this control nexus, where Mateus is, he can reposition a district, which means like he would literally move it to somewhere else on the board, because these are like supposed to be like little flying platforms connected to each other. Or you can have any one hero receive 3 trust at no cost. And I think that's the one he's going to do, because next round he's only going to get a single trust from the 1 citizen here, so he's going to be pretty broke if he doesn't do something about it. So yeah, he's not breaking a guard, as beautiful as that would have been. He's left with 5 out of his 8 maximum trust. Okay, next is Olga, and this one's going to be sad because she's staying in the central square. And the unique action for that location, it's very similar to what the Lex Hecate just did. You raise discontent by the number of famous citizens minus the number of guards. So she could have raised discontent by 2 at a minimum there, which would have been great. But sadly, she's with old Lexi here. And each of them has their own attainment. It says the hero forfeits their access card and finishes their turn. So she's not going to get to take an action, which is a total bummer. You want to not get detained if you can. And again, I told you the central square was like specifically extra dangerous, which was unfortunate. So Olga loses her central square access card, which means unless we use a future action to get it back, she can never move here again. That's another district, 2 that she can't get to. And she gets no action. She also spent no trust, so she'll have a bunch next turn. But yeah, still, that was not great. And then finally, Sylvia moves to the Tower of Law, which costs her 2 of her fortress, because the servants don't count as guards for movement, although there is a directive card that can make that happen. And then the special thing she can do, she can cancel a published directive, which again is going to eventually come out when the Great Machine does them, and these are like really powerful ongoing cards that we have to go to the tower to get rid of. Or she can let, anyone here retrieve a forfeited access card. This would still cost, like pretty much all the actions, the number of guards. So she will go ahead and do that and spend her last 2 trust. And what the hey, let's be sneaky and get her central square card right back. So she suddenly has her access again. Tick, 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 tick. There we go. Oh, and just a note, if we had gone to minor districts, one of the heroes could have put their token down in the district and made it the objective for the deactivation trap, and then all the other heroes would have to get there at some point. We all went to major districts, so that one could not advance at all. And the servants are going to put down their tokens in just a moment, and then we'll know where to go for learn their weakness. We couldn't have advanced that one either. Okay, and finally, to close out the first round, we go to the closing phase. First, we look at the event. Did we have somebody in the central square? Yes, we did. Olga, the fact that she got detained doesn't matter, so they are not putting down an extra guard. If they were, they would have flipped one of these randomizers for the 9 districts, and the guard would have gone there. The blue ones are easier to break, and they come off the board. They can't be fixed by the people, but still having extra guards is clearly terrible. Then we check, are there no heroes in minor districts? There are not, because we maybe unwisely all moved to major districts. So we get to identify a famous citizen in a random district, and the hero in the central square receives 2 more trust. So we flip the randomizer, and it's going to be the commerce district, and these stay flipped up, so you know that certain districts won't get chosen by the randomizer until you go through all 9 of them. All right, so we get to flip up one of these citizens, and it is a 2, which is cool. They're not too hard to get on our side. Raising discontent, just a few steps will get them backing us up. And then Olga gets 2 more trust, and she's about to get 4 more in her location, but her max is 7, so she's going to waste 3 of it. The fact that she didn't get to use an action is definitely a bummer here. And then finally, we check the master plan. At round's end, there's at least 1 broken guard in a district with no servant or riot token. We didn't break anybody, so sadly, master plan advances to 4. Not great, people. So going into round 2, we didn't accomplish a ton last turn. We lost a movement card and got it right back. We didn't raise discontent at all. So we'll see if we can make more things happen this turn, although some of us are going to be a little bit resource shy in these major districts. We'll start with a new city event, crowd control. One of us needs to be in either of these, what are these? The central nexus, where one of our guys is right now. Oh, or the Tower of Law. So 2 of us are there. If one of us stays, that'll be pretty easy. That'll prevent placing the guard, and then additionally, if there are heroes in both of those locations, we'll get to break a guard in a random district. That's pretty cool. And then, the master plan does not advance if at round's end there's at least one district with 6 famous citizens, which would require us to use the moving citizens action. And only minor districts can hold 6 people. So I'd have to send citizens from somewhere else. Okay, I don't think that I want to keep all my guys in major districts. So I think to prevent the guard, I might just do one or the other. I don't think I'm going to keep them both here. I don't really have good actions to take if I do. But let's get everyone their trust. Mateus is getting only 1. Olga would get 4, but she can't hold it. And Sylvia would only get 1, but her ability, because she's in a major district that is not the central square, is going to get her 4 as well. So that gets Mateus to 6. Olga, sadly, only gains a single trust, taking her to her max of 7. And Sylvia, with her bonus, gains 4 again. Oh, and I forgot, very important, we can now start working on mission 2, because we have locations to chase down each of the servants. So for anybody's turn, whether they get arrested or not, if they move into one of these places with one of these tokens, they can collect them. And remember, once we get all 3, we're each going to take one of them, and that'll make us permanently immune to being arrested by, or detained, sorry. Arresting is taking people off the board. Detained is when we get caught by them. That'll prevent us from being detained by them, which sounds pretty great. So with that, we got to think about movement. So out of the 10 remaining movement cards, 2 of them will have a servant stay in the same place. One of them will move somebody straight to the central square, and 2 of them will move to where these people are. All the rest are just kind of randomized. I guess north, east, and south are still options. Which is to say, we could run into most of these places, or even to stay in the central square, and there's a decent chance they won't stay there. So okay, to that end, it's pretty dangerous, but not super dangerous. I'm gonna have Sylvia try to go to the science district, collect that token. And then maybe she can move some citizens somewhere else to get that little goal to not advance the master plan. And they can't both get caught, right? I'm going to have Olga stay in the central square again. Oh, she has so much. Yeah, she has so much trust. It's okay. We're going to try it. We're going to try it. Meanwhile, I think maybe Mateus... Oh, never mind. He would have to stay there to prevent the free guard placement. But we're definitely not going to... I think it's okay to get 1 extra guard. I was thinking he could move to... I mean, I guess if she's going to the science district, he could pick another one, and then we could pick which of the 2 is going to be... Or I could just run to the Grand Citadel. And yeah, let's complete this mission right away. No time like the present, right? Or wait. You know what then? Let's have Sylvia go to the Grand Citadel and Mateus go to the Science District. It's going to cost her more to move that far, but she'll still get 3 extra trust in the Grand Citadel, and he will not in the Science District, so he might run out of trust to do stuff. Okay, yeah, they do both have cards to do that. Now, she won't have any trust left, so I guess she might not be able to do much once she gets there. But so it goes. It's trying to complete this mission. So again, Sylvia will be there, he'll be there, and she'll be there. So let's hope that these people move to other places. So first, the Phantasmer is going to the central square. Although he does not take away her action, he just advances the progress more. But still, it's not great. And then his first preference is to repair guards. He can't, and then he's going to take the district action. This is the one where he advances progress twice. And he's about to advance it 3 more times for capturing her, so they're going to get a master plan real quick. Okay, and the Judgmentor is going north. I think maybe that's okay. Yes, it is, because that's where he's going. But if they can't go north, they continue looking for exits clockwise. So, boop, he goes into the Velvet District. And he can't repair, he can't arrest, so he's going to do the minor action of also increasing progress 1. Okay, and then Lex is, ooh, okay, that's cool at least. She's not taking an action. She would have actually canceled Olga's action, while the Phantasmer, as terrible as he is, does not. So she's going to still get to do stuff this turn. So that was good. All right, so Mateus is going to the Science District. 2, 4. So he's got 2 trust left. And he can only interact with one of these missions at a time. So even though he's in a minor district and with an enemy token, he can't both put down his own hero token and pick up the enemy one. So in this case, he's going to get the, what is he called? The Judge Mentor's token. And then to not get the Master Plan advancing again, we have to have 6 people in the same district. And where Sylvia's going, there's only 1 person, and I'd rather Olga take a different action instead of moving. So I think he's going to move. Geez, for all his trust, he's going to barely be able to do anything the next turn. But so it goes. Remember, it's 1 for each space you move them. So let's move 2 of these down to the Industrial District. They're each moving one, so that's all it costs. And now we will prevent the master plan. And also, this could potentially be a good place for a riot later, and definitely will get us a lot of trust if we end our move there. And none of the servants are nearby, so it's a pretty safe place to be. Maybe a bunch of us join up there and start working on the other mission in a second. Okay, then Olga's in the central square. She's ignored by Lexicate, who's repairing, but the Phantasmer says if he detains you, he advances a progress marker counterclockwise by 3. And 1 already gets us to meet, so they go to the 5th hour of the master plan. Whenever it meets, it immediately goes back to the 0 spot, which is where it is, and continues moving. So the fact that we had 2 movement left was not good for us. But yay, she gets to take an action, and she's going to do the special action for the central square. It's pretty much the same as what they did. Remember, they took the number of citizens and subtracted the number of guards. She's going to do the same, and she does have to spend 2 of her trust to do it. 4 citizens minus 2 guards is going to advance discontent by 2. So now the artists are on our side. Any 1s will riot with us. It's not enough by themselves, but hey, it's a good start. But that also means that now the progress will get the master plan going 1 space earlier because we're not in the 0 anymore. Oh, and she also gets to interact and get this, so we are about to complete the mission, yay. Because Sylvia is bankrupting herself to go to the Grand Citadel, but we got the last one. We don't complete the mission until the end of the round, but yay for that. And the special actions of the Grand Citadel are to discard an unpublished directive, which would be 1 in their hand, but they haven't drawn 1 yet, or to return 1 arrested famous citizen to any district. But we would need 2 trust, and she has 0. So she's going to take the always available basic action of just getting 1 trust. Sadness. Okay, then we go to the stuff. Oh no, we don't have somebody in either place, which means we are getting a guard in, where is that? The Velvet District. Guess where we're never going ever again. And then we're not even eligible to get this because we didn't complete the top part. But the master plan does not advance because there is at least 1 district with 6 famous citizens. We stacked them all up in the industrial district. Yes. And then to finish, we check the mission objective. All servant order tokens are collected. Indeed, they are. So we now complete this mission, which gets us our first riot, or the ability to do our first riot. We still need to actually have a place where it'll work. And then each of us is going to pick a different servant order token, and we cannot be detained by that servant. And there's a bit of a crapshoot, but I don't know. She already got arrested by the Lex once, so we'll make Olga immune to her. And they're both next to the Judge Mentor. I feel like Mateus is more likely to stay there. So he'll go with the Judge Mentor, she'll go with the Phantasmer. And before we get to the 3rd round, I do want to explain how riots work, because now that we actually have the ability to do one, this is how you win the game. So to start a riot, let's say that I wanted to do it here. First of all, you need to pay for each citizen that is still face down. You need to pay to flip them up. So taking these identify actions actually saves you trust later. And you're going to pay an amount equal to each guard. So here would be 2, 4, 6 to start a riot here. Pretty expensive, because again, 2 for the 2 guards for each 1 flipped. And then you check which citizens actually support you of the numbers that you see. Right now, only 1s would support us. So this 2 guy would not be on the riot side. He would just kind of sit there and watch. And then additionally, any traders that are on the space will join the guards. And what you need to do is you need to have the active citizens, the ones who are supporting you, outnumber traders plus guards. So let's say we had discontent all the way up to 5, but there was 1 trader here, so 2 guards plus 1 trader, and all 3 of these guys were on our side, the riot would still fail. So usually you need to break guards, you need to move citizens around so that you have the right types, you want to reveal them. That's kind of how you set up to win the game. And that takes us into round 3. Olga's chilling with 2 of the servants. Mateus is immune to the Judge Mentor and is right next to him in the special district, but not too many people there. And Sylvia was hanging out at the Grand Citadel. Let's look at what our new event brings us. Clandestine preparations. Ooh, somebody needs to be in the Science District. Mateus already is, or the Art District, which is right between all of them. I don't want to do that. Ooh, and if no hero was detained in the Science and or Art Districts, I get a free discontent increase. That seems really easy to get, so that's good. Master Plan does not advance if during this round at least 1 hero took a special action of a major district. So again, that's like the ones that get rid of laws, or give us extra trust, or get people back from jail. Ooh, get people back from jail. I could maybe do that. Okay, so with that in mind, I think I want Mateus to stay on the Science District. The Judge Mentor can't detain him, so the only way he could be targeted is if they flip the movement card that specifically goes to his current spot. So hopefully that doesn't happen. Oh, by the way, he gets 2 trust. She gets 1 plus her special, so 4 trust. And she gets 4 but can't hold it again. Here you go, just to show you. All right, so yeah, I think it makes sense for Mateus to stay in the Science District. There's only 1 card that could get one of them to him. That would be the one that goes specifically to his icon since he's staying put. And even then, it would have to be on the 2 people that can affect him and not the Judge Mentor. Now, should Olga stay on the central square? I kind of think she should, because she can increase discontent by a bunch again. We already saw that. If she takes a special action, the master plan won't advance. And she's immune from Lex, who could actually stop her action. She's not immune from the Phantasmer if he gets one of the two cards that would have him stay put. But he doesn't cancel your action. He just increases the progress, which is, don't get me wrong, not great. But yeah, I think she might stay where she is. And then I think Sylvia comes down here. This is where we want to have our first riot, right? And maybe she can put down a token and they can all come here eventually to complete the other mission. I like that. And yeah, okay, I wasn't sure if she had that card, but she does. So not a lot of movement this turn. We'll see if that works out for us. Yeah, let's kind of show you how things go. So we have one more of the maintenance cards coming. We have the East and South card coming. This is the only one that has a specific location. We have the two character-focused ones, Mateus and Sylvia's coming. And then finally, the two that make them stay in place. So again, you have more predictability as the rounds go along until you reshuffle. Okay, Phantasmer, you're going after Crud. That's Mateus. So he's going to get detained. He won't lose his action, but advancing the thing a bunch is maybe worse. Yeah, because she was the one who's immune to him. All right. Now I wish they had switched. If he had gone down here and she had gone there, but maybe that guy will move in too. We'll see. And he can't repair anybody, so he's going to take a district action, increase progress by 1. Which is what they do in all the minor districts. Pretty simple when they're there. Yeah, and then the detainment is going to get us another master plan. Oh my gosh, man. But so it goes. Okay, Judge Mentor. Is going to Sylvia. Oh, but she's moving, so that's totally fine. But he's going to take the Grand Citadel action, which along with the Tower of Law is how they get directives out. So for this action, they just get a directive, but the next time somebody goes to one of those locations, they'll actually play it, and it'll start affecting us unless we go to the tower and rescind it. Okay, and finally, Lex, just stay there and do nothing to her. That would be awesome. Oh, man, I don't need you to be incapacitated. Well, I guess it means that she doesn't take an action at least, because that would have increased progress more, so that was all right. And that's the last one of those. We have 4 cards left. One of them won't get played. This is how it always goes. You'll play the other 3, and then you reshuffle. So we have a very good idea of what movement is left, but we don't know who's going to get it. All right, but here we go. Mateus is first, and he's moving to the science, or staying in the science district for 2, which sadly means the Phantasmer finds him and advances progress by 3, which gets us to, oh my gosh, we're already halfway to the end. But he still gets his action. What can he do? He's still too poor to beat up a guard most of the time. It would be a 1/3 chance of rolling 2. He could get this. He could reveal a citizen. He can move some citizens around. Or you know what? I mean, probably most important right now, I think he's going to spend 2 to do the basic minor district discontent action. Okay, and then Olga stayed here. Is not affected by her. She's going to take the special district action, which will prevent the extra master plan advancement, and that'll get us 2 discontent for -2. So now 2s are on our side. Yes. Okay, and finally, Sylvia's going to move to the industrial district. That's right. It's going to cost her 2 for leaving 2 guards. She has 3 left. And she's going to put down her hero token, the Rose. Now, if the other 2 can get there at some point, we'll lay the trap, and we'll have our second riot available to us. Now, what does she want to do? She's only got 3 trust, but she's about to get 6 more, so she can afford to splurge a bit. She could try to break a guard with 3 trust. There's a very good chance they'll come in and repair it, but if they didn't, then it'd be super cheap for her to reveal a bunch of these people. But for this turn, why did she just pay 2 and reveal the first one here? Ooh, and it's a 1, so it's on our side. That's going to give us more trust next turn. You get 2 for each revealed person who you have persuaded who is active. Although, they can also get arrested. But still, that's cool. That's a good thing. That's it for our actions. We do have somebody in the science or art district, so no extra guard. But unfortunately, they were detained in the art district, darn it, or science district, so we don't get the free discontent. But we did take a special action of a major district, the central square, so we don't increase the master plan again. Thank God, because we can't handle it. And the second objective is not completed yet. We need to get our other 2 people to the industrial district at some point. So going into the next round, we're still very close to these people. I want to get away somehow. But we've got discontent up to level 2. Master plan is halfway to destruction. We can make this happen, right? So let's see what our new city event is. Tug of Law and Tug of War. So this time, this one's a little bit easier to do. If the heroes between all of them have 2 trusts to spend at the end of the round, we won't place an extra guard. Ooh, and if we're all in a minor district, break a guard in a random district and increase discontent by 1. We can probably make that happen, right? All in a minor district. Okay, and then the master plan. During this round, the heroes discard or cancel a directive, or the Great Machine has no directives at round's end. Ooh, and interesting. The heroes visit like an ongoing thing just for this round. The heroes may take the Tower of Law and Grand Citadel special actions in any of these districts and in the control nexus. those are the actions that let us cancel or get rid of directives. So basically, they're making it a little bit easier for us to stop the master plan advancing. Now we've got a bit of a chance here. They have a directive card in their hand, so if they go to the Tower of Law or the the Grand Citadel, then they'll play this. But what are the chances of that happening? The 4 cards that are left, one's going to move them right to Matthias, so he probably wants to get out of dodge. 1 is east and 1 is south, and 2 stay put. So if he went east, I think they prefer the top entrance, so that wouldn't hurt. If he went east, it wouldn't do anything. She can't get anywhere over there. So I think the only way they would activate the directive is if he gets one of the 2 stay put ones, which is, I guess a 50-50 shot. But I think, me going to the Tower of Law or one of the other places just to try to prevent it and then not getting that everyone in a minor district bonus, that doesn't seem smart. So I think we're going to move to a lot of minor districts this turn. And by the way, trust. Matthias is getting only 2. Gosh, he's broke. She's getting 6 plus 1 for the active, 7. So Sylvia's going to go from 1 to 8. Amazing. And Olga's going to get 4. She can only hold 2 of it. She'll be full. Yeah, I got to stop getting Matthias to be so poor because he can't use his power if he can't fight. It's a bit of a waste. All right. So to that end, you know what? I just realized I picked the industrial district and didn't ever check if they can all go there. Okay, they can. Because, I might have made my life way tougher if I had to get one of their access cards. So I'm going to have Matthias take his turn in the industrial district because we don't want them getting him. I mean, they might still get him anyway. And he'll get a ton of stuff this turn, and then he can easily break the guards. We can maybe get a riot going. And that'll also, of course, progress the mission. Well, Olga, I almost want to stay in the central square, but she has a ton of trust, so why not move her to the commerce district and she can flip most of these people over. And Sylvia also has full up trust. Could she stay here? Maybe if Phantasma moves south, she'd be okay. And there's enough here to kind of go around, right? She can give Matthias most of it. Because, I really think our first riot's going to happen here. So, yeah, okay. We'll just stay in the industrial district and see what happens. All right, this could be terrible. See what happens. Phantasma is staying put. That's good. Yes, actually, that's excellent. Because I think he's the only one who gone south. I'm pretty sure if this guy gets the south card, he's going to head that way. And I want him to. I don't want him to stay put. So that's also one less card for him to stay in that place and get the advancement. All right, so he can't arrest. He can't repair. He's going to advance progress once. Totally fine. All right, now a big one. Don't stay put. Yes. And look, I was right. If he has 2 exits, he's going to take the rightmost one. So he moves out of the Grand Citadel. Beautiful. Down to the commerce. Ooh. Yeah, but his first preference is to arrest. So he is arresting our friend here. And I didn't say it, but there are 3 arrested tokens at the start of the game. You don't know what they are. And we shuffle these in, so we don't know which one that 2 is anymore. Although it doesn't matter unless we go to, I think it was the Control Nexus we can free them, or maybe the Grand Citadel. Still, that's a bummer. It's one person that would have supported our cause, but at least he doesn't do anything else. And like I said, best possible movement. Ooh, this one, though, is not great. So at a lower difficulty setting, you just treat this as a stay in place. But here, they stay in place, and as their entire action, they put down another one of those special guards. So Lex is going to put that guy down here, which means our discontent action will be less effective there. Oh, but I guess theirs will as well. So maybe we don't want to use the central square as much anymore. Oh, crud, good crud. I just realized Olga's going to get detained by this guy and lose her stuff. She should have stayed where she already had the support of everybody. And we do only have 1 card left, so now we are totally in the dark as to what they will be moving in the following turns. All right, now going to us, Matthias is going to move down to the industrial district. And the only action he can take is to get a trust because he has 0. Olga's going to move here, and this is the worst. With her ability, which I haven't used all game. I haven't used it either. I'm not making these characters leverage their special talents well. When she goes to the Judge Mentor, he takes all her trust, all 7 of it, and she misses her action. So, God. All right, but Sylvia, at least, is effective. So, let's just set up for the riot, or at least see if we're set up. So she's going to spend 2, 4, 6, 8. All 8, and get 4 of these 5 people flipped. Actually, wait. That's right. We need to spend 2 trust at the end of the turn. And Matthias has 1 and Olga has 0. So Sylvia has 8, but she needs to keep 2. So she can only flip over 3 of these people. So she'll spend 6. Good. Not on our side yet, but close. Ooh, already on our side. And, ooh, yes. Okay, this is awesome. We're going to get a ton of trust here. And we have a very good chance of being able to riot here in a second. So that leaves Sylvia with 2. Which is just enough to pay for Tug of Law and Tug of War. And yeah, she'll pay for it, I think, because again, they're getting a lot of trust here. Okay, and then all heroes are in a minor district, so we get to break a guard in a random district and increase discontent by 1. Great, that's going to get us very close to that 3 being on our side. Again, can't be sure, these could be traitors, but almost surely a riot will work here. as we had to break a random guard in, the central square. And this is an interesting choice, because the blues go away, so they can't be repaired, but they're also easier to break. So I'm actually going to flip down the orange. That way one of the enemy figures will waste an action fixing it at some point. And yeah, I'm not planning to go back there anytime soon if I can help it. Okay, and then yeah, just a single tick away from 3s. That's awesome. And the best thing, did the heroes cancel directive? Or the Great Machine has no directives? Oh, wait a second. So this says has no directives. Crud, is that has none at all? Or has none in play? You know, I think they meant that's why they said I could also discard a card. I think like any directive at all counts. So I think this is advancing to 7. Darn it. Well, that's okay. I didn't take any actions to make that happen, so I guess it's all right. Now, going to the next round, we have a lot of people near the industrial district, but there's a very high chance that a riot would work here, especially if somebody can increase discontent by 1 first to get the 3 on our side. So let's see what our event is this time. Avoid the authorities. If we don't have somebody in the Grand Citadel, we will get an extra guard. And then the special action of the Grand Citadel was taken, we get a free discontent. Which one is the Grand Citadel action? Now discard an unpublished directive, or return an arrested famous citizen to a district. I wouldn't know if it's a good one, but the odds are pretty good. It would be nice. Okay, and the master plan does not advance if at round's end the heroes discard 5 trust, or each hero discards 1. So the 1 is way better, but we have to make sure we each have at least 1 left. All right, and to that end, Olga's getting 3, which is all she has, but she doesn't have to pay for her first move. That gives her some flexibility. And then here they're getting the 1s and 2s are on our side. So 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9. So let's do 4. Get them each to 5, I guess. Seems like a solid number. Okay. I want to try to make our first riot happen this turn. I definitely want Olga. Ooh, wait, hold on a second. Don't forget this, Mike. Mateus definitely moved here. I definitely would have put his token down. Yeah, so if Olga moves here, we'll set up the trap at the end of that turn. We can probably riot this turn. I think maybe one of them stays. If Mateus stays, he can break a guard, which would make everything way cheaper and make the riot easier to succeed with. And Olga could come in and actually start the riot. Sylvia can go up to the Grand Citadel to stop that free guard placement. And then remember, she gets extra trust for being up there anyway. That seems like it might be good. Maybe. Yes, let's try that. Sylvia to the Grand Citadel. Olga to the Industrial District to start a riot maybe and definitely complete the quest. And this is a really dangerous one. Could get a lot of detainment here. But I'm going to have Mateus also stay in the Industrial District, because Olga doesn't have enough to start the riot by herself if he's not there to either break a guard or reveal one of these people or do something to help her out. Although if we bring him over, he'll just steal her entire action and all her trust. If the Phantasmor guy comes over, he will advance the master plan, but he won't stop us. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Because again, there's that freaky turn. We have no idea where they're going. Phantasmor. Okay, that's good. He was the one we had the least to answer for. So he's malfunctioning. Okay, but now the other big one, because he could move west or move to one of the characters. He stays put! Is anybody going into the camera? Yes! Okay, this is so good. And yeah, he already arrested everybody here, so he's just going to increase progress. Yeah, please do. I mean, I don't love the master plan going up so much, but hey, at least we can riot. Oh, we still have her, and she could... Crud, which one is that? Yes, that's Olga. So she's going here, but Olga's going to leave. Okay, we dodged. Such a bullet there, everybody. That was great. She's also in a minor district, also has nothing to do. Also increasing progress. And Olga ignores her for detainment, but she's moving anyway. So, wow, that worked out. All right, so should Mateus break the guard or flip people? Because he does have a 1/6 chance of failing to break the guard, but that's such a small chance. Okay, so Mateus stays where he is. He's going to try to break the guard. Remember, he usually have to pay first and then see, and 4 is the highest value. But unless he rolls that shield, he's good. Okay, that was awesome. Cheap. So he gets 2 back. He just has to spend 2. That breaks a guard in the Industrial District, which means now we only have to beat 1 plus number of traders to riot, which means unless both of these are traders, because we have 3 on our side, we will definitely be okay. Okay, then Olga comes in for free because of her special ability to not pay for the first move she makes that I finally used. And yeah, we ride in people. So how much she needs to flip everybody who's not flipped yet. So since there's only 1 guard, that's only 2 of her 3. Okay, no whammies. Again, we just need 1 of these to not be a traitor. 4, that's fine. He's not on our side, but he's not against us. And what is that? Another one. Wow, we need to move these people out of here ASAP before they get arrested. Oh, by the way, she's putting down her token. Oh, that's great. We will have a trap here for the next person to come in here, because when they go to a place with a riot, they do extra bad stuff, as you'll see. So yeah, we check the riot. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4 people on our side. because, again, the discontent has reached at least the level 2. That's why the 3 is not backing us up. And they have to exceed the traders plus active guards, which is only 1. So the riot succeeds. All the guards get broken when the riot succeeds. We get to put down the only one we've earned, but we're about to get to the second one, so that's cool. And now this place clearly cannot be rioted again, so we have to go to a different area. But we can move some of these people out so they don't get arrested, which you probably want to do. And then also in the solo co-op mode, you put a raid token down here. And that means now until all of the active citizens, the ones that are on our side, get out of here and run away, any enemy that comes in here will take 2 actions on their turn, which, as you can imagine, will be a ton of arresting. But the good thing is we're going to be putting the deactivation trap down there, so the first one that comes in to do that will be getting a bit of a surprise. All right, 1/3 of the way to winning, and Sylvia's last. Where was she going? Oh, it's the Grand Citadel, that's right. So that costs her 2 of her 5. Oh, no, it doesn't. It costs her 0 of her 5, because thank you, broken guards, not stopping me and checking my ID. Okay, we do have the trust to discard. We have to take a special action of the Grand Citadel. So we can spend 2 trusts to discard the directive in their hand, or 2 trusts to get 1 arrested famous citizen to any district. Ooh, and they're identified for free. But these can be pretty nasty, so I think I am going to get rid of this. And they only have 9 of these, and technically the ones that are discarded are taken out of the game, so they can eventually run out. All right, that was an awesome turn. So now we go to the end of the round. Somebody's in the Grand Citadel, so no free guard. The action was taken. Discontent by 1, which means 3s are on our side now, too. And remember, if we can get all the way to there, that's a free extra riot to win the game. Although, clearly going all the way there makes this advance crazy fast, so I don't know if it's the right thing to do. Oh, and I forgot. Every time at the difficulty level I'm playing, when you do a riot, you get to push the master plan back 1, back to 6. Okay, then finally around, and we discard 5 trusts collectively, or each discard 1. And yeah, we'll definitely, Olga did have 1 left, do the 3. And then, yes, the deactivation trap. We all have our things on the same district, so we place the ambush token in that district. And when a servant moves there, we discard the token, the first servant. The servant's deactivated until the end of the next round. That means they skip 2 of their turns, which is great. There we go. Get lightning, boy. Shut down for a while. Yeah, awesome. And that does reveal the 3rd mission, Class Consciousness. Interaction. Attach your hero token to a revealed famous citizen. And when all hero tokens are attached to different famous citizens of the same type, from now on, all famous citizens of that type, except for traders, are active. They may be arrested, and they always support riots. If these are traitors, they are ignored in determining the result of a riot. I haven't found any traitors yet. I don't have 3 of a kind revealed for anything. I know at least 1, 2 is already arrested. The ones I could do this to pretty quickly, but they also wouldn't help me at all because they're already on my side. But don't forget, I don't have to do this one at all if I just advance discontent. Gosh, it's 5 more times, so like 9 more times, then I'll get a second riot automatically. And doing the other mission gave me this one. All right, that was a huge round. Going into the next one. Yeah, we're surrounded by servants, but at least one of them coming in is going to get messed up. I want at least 1 person to move or stay in here to try to get some of the people out. And Olga's the only one whose card's been drawn, so I think it might make sense for her to be the one who stays, or we can move Sylvia down. But let's get our event. Coordinated actions. Once again, we'd have to spend some trust. Special action if any major district was taken, increase discontent by 1. Any major district, okay. And the master plan does not advance if, at round's end, at least 2 heroes are in the same district. Okay. I don't know which one I want to be in. I mean, I'm thinking there's a guard broken there. So unless they come in and fix it, one of us could run over there and try to increase discontent more. Definitely somebody needs to stay here. Oh, let's get our points. So this one's crazy. 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, 10 between Olga and Mateus. And then Sylvie with her power. There's 1 person there, but she's on a major district, so she's going up 4. And I guess let's get them both to 6. All right, 6 for her and 4 for him. All right, that was pretty good. I think I want Olga to stay here. If the Phantasma moves in, he'll be disabled. She's immune to Lex moving in, so only the Judgmentor. Only if, like, both the Phantasma and the Judgmentor move in will she not be able to, like, do her stuff and get these people out of here. I guess Mateus could stay too, because then we would stop the master plan from advancing. Maybe it'd be slightly safer if Mateus went over to the grand, or the central square. It would cost him 4 of his 6. Yeah, so we'd still have enough to increase discontent by 2. And then Sylvia can come in and they can work together to send people out of here. Although, ooh, it's going to leave them really broke to get out of Dodge afterwards. But yeah, it's a little bit safer than keeping them both here. Although, I think that might be okay. You know what? I am going to keep them both here because it saves us so much. Oh, wait. Sylvia can't go to the control square. Okay. Does she want to stay in this Grand Citadel? No, I mean, there's like a billion people around her. Okay, maybe they'll all stay where they are. Probably a terrible idea, but we'll see what happens. All right, let's see if the movement deck is as mean to me this turn as it was nice last turn. Okay, Phantasmer, staying where he is, putting down a guard. That's actually totally fine. We kind of like wiped out the citizens in the science district, so I wouldn't want to go there. All right, and then... Ooh, who is that? Judgmentors. Go to Mateus. That works. That works. Well, that one works, I should say. So he comes in here. He's sabotaged, so he's out this turn, and he's out next turn. Hello. But now we just got to hope Lex doesn't also go there. Oh, no. Darn it. Okay. That's... Oh, no, wait. I didn't go to the central square because Sylvia didn't have the card for it. So that worked out perfect. Okay, now she is using... she takes a district action first, so she doesn't repair the guard as her first preference. Instead, she's going to do the whole 4 citizens -2. Oh, but crud, increased progress 1, goes back 2, and now it's back to 7. All right. But no, we definitely lucked out there. All right, so the only one, we've got both the ones that stay put. That's good to know. We still got 2 of our malfunctions happening. The automatic central square one is gone. We've still got all 4 of the cardinal directions, so most likely they'll be moving like 1 space each next turn. All right, so Mateus is first. I think we probably want to start a ride in the Commerce District, right? So they want to each have enough after sending people away. They don't need to send away the 4 guy because he's not on their side anyway. But once they send away these 5 people, the raid will go away because all the ones who actually participated in the the rebellion will be gone. So that's 5, and he's got 6. But I want to leave him with some and leave Olga with some. Although Olga doesn't pay. So you know what, actually? For 0, why doesn't he just raise up discontent? Yeah, that seems to make more sense, I think, since it's free. And then for Olga's turn, she'll spend 5 out of her 6. Because she'll get more and she can move for free the first time. And she... Oh, wait, it might be more than 5. Hold on. Well, let's see. I can go 1, 2, 3... Oh, by the way, what the heck? For now, let's go ahead and say that she put her... Oh, that's Sylvia. She put her token on a 1 after she finished moving, and he put his on a 1 as well. Just in case we find another 1, we can quickly complete the 3rd mission. Okay, so that was 3. And then she'll send this lady... I don't know, over to the Tower of Law. 4. Yeah, we can attack them where they live. And 5. All right, so the raid is immediately removed, I think, because there are no active citizens left here. So they won't get any double actions after this guy stops being broken. Okay, that was Olga. Now, Sylvia didn't move. And she has to take a special action if she wants the free discontent raise. So, oh, she's going to return an arrested famous citizen to any district. Huh. So we've got a potentially good place. Let's try to put people in the art district. That doesn't have the extra guard like that one does. All right, so we get a random person, and oh, it's another 1. Hey, we can complete the mission by going there. That was a lucky pull. Cool. And that brings us to the end of the turn. We got to spend 2. Let's see. She's getting 4. They're only getting 1 between the 2 of them. So I think Sylvia and Mateus can both afford to spend 1. So that stops the guard being placed. We did take a special action in major district, so we get discontent up 1. So it's almost a 4 and closer to the extra riot. And then, yes, both of us are in the industrial district. We are good to go. So no master plan advance for free. And we did not beat the class consciousness mission. We need to get somebody on that last one. Oh, Sylvia specifically on that last one. All right, so yeah, this is pretty good. I think next turn maybe... I could even try to start a riot there. Since I got 3 of my friends for sure helping me out. And he's not even going to move. He's going to take a whole non-turn. It's pretty much all cardinal directions, though. So there's a very good chance Lex will come in here. So I think I send Olga there, where she won't be affected by Lex. And then Sylvia, I think, can go to the art district, complete the mission, do something there. And then Mateus, yeah, I don't know for him. We'll figure something out. Maybe the event will give us something to do. Blend with the crowd, got to spend 2, and then no hero was detained in a minor district, we get a free discontent, and no hero chose an access card to a major district. Oh, so those are kind of like contradictory. We want to stay out of minor districts so we don't get detained there, but we don't want to go to a major district. We don't need to go to a major district, so that part we can make sure doesn't happen. See, like I said, if she has it, she does. Sylvia's going to go to the art district to complete the mission. Maybe investigate who more of those people are for a potential 3rd riot. Olga, can she go? She can go to the commerce district. So far, my missing cards have not really hurt me at all, so that'll be good. And then, yeah, Mateus. If he stays here, did he have his card out yet? So this guy can't move. She can't jump to him. So pretty much the only way anything bad could happen is if the Phantasmer comes down 1. But what's he going to do here? I mean, he's not going to have any trust. Yeah, there's nothing to do. So I guess he can go. The Velvet District is terrible. He could move up to the right because both of the both of the stay put cards are gone. So I guess the Science District's terrible too, though. I mean, he could try to double up again. That seems like a bad idea, but yeah. You know what? It's fine. He'll go to the Velvet District. Whatever. It's be expensive to be there. Oh well. All right. So again, Olga's going to commerce. Sylvia's going to art. Matthias moving the farthest to oh man, he's not gonna have any money left. Yeah, you know what? If he's going somewhere weird anyway, let's just go to the Science District, I guess, because we know that guy's pretty much not gonna stay put. All right. Let's see. Phantasmer is going south to the Industrial District, but we all left, right? Yay! Okay. And he does not get ambushed. There's nobody to arrest. Oh, guards to fix. Yeah, it's actually his first, and he repairs all of them, so it's suddenly be more expensive. That's right, it would have been expensive to leave here, but now it is, so everything worked out fine. Now, Judge Mentor is skipping a turn, but we do still discard a card for... Oh, man. That's fine. It's fine. We had some good luck earlier. I don't mind. And then Lex is moving north. Oh, man. Oh, wait, so she wants to go there, so she's going to rotate clockwise to... Oh, man, the Commerce District. Crud. Oh, but that's right. Her preference is not to arrest, which is what I was worried about. Hers is to take a district action, which just advances progress one. So that's totally fine. And I knew she was most likely to move in there because Olga's going to go in there, but she ignores her. So that worked out great. All right, so Matthias is going to science. Is right above him, so it only costs 2 with the newly fixed guards. And I think, oh god, it would cost all 3 of his stuff, but I think he might want to raise discontent. Because yeah, I think I can get a riot going. So, all right, that gets 4s on our side now. Nice. Okay, and then Olga's moving here for free, but I just realized she only has 1. Oh, no, I didn't get my points, darn it. So I was going to give the 1 to Olga, so she should have 2, which is enough to do an action, and she should have had 4. Yeah, I got to get my stuff. Okay, but now she'll move here for free because of her power. She has 2, so she could reveal somebody. Yeah. I think that's probably what she wants to do, right? Make the ride a little bit easier to do. So she'll spend her 2 to reveal. Oh my gosh, where are the traders? Like, are they all in jail? Like, there are 5 traders in here somewhere. But wow, we've already, unless those are both traders again, we could riot here pretty easily too. Okay, that's all of her trust. And then Sylvia's spending 2 to go to the art district, which lets her put her thing there. Again, it's not going to really help us at all, except that we'll have the 3rd riot in case we don't want to increase discontent instead. She's got 5 left. Yeah, I think she'll increase discontent or reveal. I mean, to do 2 riots is a lot. If we just go, what is it? 2, 5, 6 more discontent increases, and I think we're getting one this turn for free, then yeah, we would get the 3rd riot and it'd be a lot easier. So yeah, let's have her increase discontent. The basic incite actions, she's going to spend 2. I have 3 left, which is good because we need 2 to do the action. It gets us near the 5. Oh, nobody was detained, right? Yeah, because he's back to normal. He didn't go anywhere, and she's immune to her. Okay, perfect. So we got to spend 2. Only Sylvia has any, but she'll do it because since we were not detained in a minor district, we increased discontent by 1. So yeah, 4 more, and we got there. We still need to do 1 more riot, of course. Okay, the master plan is not advanced if no hero chose an access card to a major district. Yeah, none of us did. Perfect. Anyway, we're down to our last 4 cards of movement, so let's see what we've got. I think we've still got East and West. Right? Yeah, okay, so we've got both stays in places have happened. 2 of our malfunctions, but not Sylvia. Okay, so Sylvia might get targeted. They might go east and west, and there's 1 malfunction. Okay. It's pretty it's pretty easy to parse out where they'll go. Because the east and west means they're either going to stay in here or head to the sides. There's literally no card that'll get them to the science district, although that's not where we want to be anyway. The only card that'll get them to the art district is going to Sylvia, but that will work consistently. Oh, I forgot. We did the mission. So, yay, the 1s are active. They can be arrested, and they always support riots. That's literally no benefit at all because they were already 1s. Except that now, if we wanted to, instead of increasing discontent, which is not what we're going to do. So, yeah, really, this was pointless. I don't know why I cared about it. I know it's interesting. I could do a riot at the Tower of Law, couldn't I? It's a pretty... I mean, if this is anything except a 5 or a traitor, we'd be good. But that's right. They might go there. All right, so yeah, let's go into the round. Another one of these. Okay. Here is collectively discard 2 more trust. They can identify a famous citizen in a random district. I don't know if I care about that because it's random. So I might just let them get this time. Okay, during this round, at least 2 heroes chose an access card to a district where a different hero began the round. Maybe I just ignore this entire event. And let's get our trust. Matthias only gets 2, so he's only at 2. Gosh. Olga is going to be rich. She's got 2, 4, 6, 8... 10. She can only hold 7. Whoops. Well, then Sylvia's solid too. 2 plus 4 is 6. Yeah, there's another kind of silly thing about us not getting any traders. Once you flip them, they don't pay you anything. So, yeah, this is great. So Matthias is so broke he can't do anything, but Sylvia and Olga can do a ton. And again, we got malfunction. We got moved to where Sylvia is, so the art district is very likely to be attacked. And then east and west, if they go the right way, they'll go away from us. If they go the wrong way, they'll switch in here. So even though I said I don't care about the mission, I think it does make sense for like Sylvia to come down here. Who's she immune to? This guy. And nobody's staying put. So literally the only way she could get messed up is if he is the one who gets the east card specifically. So yeah, I think that's pretty safe. And she's going to go to commerce. Does she start a riot? I think maybe she does. And then, we want to get discontent up. Olga can move here. Only Lex can get to her, and she's immune to Lex, so that's perfect. So she'll go to the central square. And Matthias, dude, you ain't doing so hot. What should he do? There's a chance they'll move with him. But maybe he goes to the Tower of Law, and he'll get a lot of stuff if they don't arrest anybody there. Does he have it? He does. Let's see what happens. I don't know. All right, so we could get really close to winning this turn. Let's see what happens. Tasmer is broken. I think that's good. Well, I mean, it's definitely good that we got that as one of our 3. Okay, then Judge Mentor going to Sylvia. He's going to arrest our friend over there, but that's fine. Yeah, that's his first preference, so bye. And then Lex is going right to the central square, which is not ideal because she's going to activate the action and advance progress by 2, but Olga won't be affected by her, so that's fine. And oh man, so that's 1. This 2, 8 jumps back here, and 2. Yeah, so it's, especially once we kick it up even farther, it's going to go really fast. And just a note, we are not having 2 heroes choose an access card where another hero was, so it is going to advance again because Olga is going to the square. She is going where Olga is, but she's the only one who's going to the same place. All right, so it's worked out pretty well. Matthias has spent his last 2 to go to the Tower of Law, and he has 0 trust, so he'll just get 1, but he's about to get 5 more, so maybe he can try to do a riot. We'll see. Olga moves here for free. Unfortunately, she's got 7, but she doesn't really need it. She's just going to spend the 2 to activate the location's action and increase discontent by 2. We are almost there, baby. And here's the big one. I gotta decide what I'm going to do. So Sylvia's coming down here. She's paying 2. So she's still got 5 left. She could start a riot. Right, we're into 5 now. So literally, unless this is double trader, which is possible because we haven't seen any of them, the riot should work. She's going to do it. She's got to do it. So that's 4 over 5. Here we go. Oh, by the way, it's 4 because 2 guards times 2 being revealed. There's 1 trader. I figured there had to be 1. Okay, beautiful. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on our side because again, we're up to full support now. Versus 3. So while the guards break, we got our second riot. Because of the difficulty level, we go down to 7 on the master plan. But now they are raiding us something fierce. But I mean, all we got to do is increase discontent by 2 and we're good. So I am not worried about that. Okay, and then, Olga can definitely, she literally can't hold all the stuff she's about to get. So she'll spend 2 to cancel that. And then if we do 2 more trusts, we identify a famous citizen in a random district. Yeah, I don't think I care. Especially since we know so many people are. Okay, and the master plan is not advanced. Okay, it does advance. So it goes right back to where it was. But yeah, 2 discontent and we get our 3rd ride and we win immediately. Or we can just do a real ride. Let's make this happen. All right, so establish the network. If we go to Central Square, which I kind of want to go to anyway. Or what's that? That's the control nexus. And then if we discard 2 trusts, we can increase discontent by 1. Okay, the master plan is not advanced. If at round's end, each hero is in a district connected to at least 1 district with another hero. So we got to all be like next to each other. And during this round, the heroes may take turns in any initiative order. That's kind of cool. All right, so this should be child's play, as long as we're not dumb. Now, we have no idea what the servants are going to do, because we just reshuffled the deck. But let's get our trust. So what is she getting? Nothing but 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So she's at full. That's Sylvia. Oh, that was silly. I should have had her spend the 1 last turn. Well, that's right. Olga's going to full anyway, because Olga's got 4 plus her 3, so she's at her max 7. And then even Matthias is in on the fun. 5 more. And yeah, I mean, all we got to do is, if we get somebody in either of these places, we can spend 2 trust to increase discontent by 1 no matter what. If Olga doesn't get arrested there, she can increase trust or discontent by 2 all on her own. And then they can just do it if they go somewhere where the bad guys aren't. All right, so let's see. Sylvia can't be hurt by him, so she might as well move west to the industrial district. Yeah, there we go. Okay, and then Olga is going to stay in the central square. There's a decent chance she'll get detained, but if she doesn't, she can just win it for us all by herself. All right, then Mateus can't be hurt by that guy, but he's only got 6. You need to have enough to move and to still like raise discontent. So I don't know, maybe he goes down to the control nexus for 4, and then does he have that one? Oh wait, that's not a minor district, so he can't even, and he doesn't have it, it looked like. Oh no, he does. Oh yeah, he couldn't increase discontent there. So let's say he'll go to the science district. Does he have that one? Yes. All right, again, I think this should be fine, but let's see what happens. All right, Phantasmers going to the central square. We're going to increase Master Plan by 1 billion in a second when he detains her. And what's his actual action? He repairs all guards. That part's okay, although now she'd only get 1 discontent. Okay, Judge Mentor is going. Who's that? He's going to Mateus, although that's not too bad. And he's going to arrest he does the lowest value, so he arrests the 1. And then Lex is going to Flower. That's Sylvia, but I think, oh, she's going to double action. But I think Sylvia's moving, so that should be okay. Like I said, double action. So first is a district action. Oh, crap, we could lose right here, y'all, because look, she advances at 1, gets it to 8, and then the other guy's about to advance it 3 times for detaining us. Woof. Then her second action is to arrest. That part's fine. And again, she's getting 2 actions because of the raid, which will only go away if we got everybody who's loyal to us out of there first. That was it, and I think we're okay. We can go whatever order we want, but I don't think it really matters. Because Matthias has to pay 2 to leave the tower, 3 more to do the science, fomenting rebellion. So that leaves him with 1. But that gets this to there. And then Olga is detained. Here's the part I was scared about. Look, 1, 2, go back 3. So that's there. But he doesn't stop her action, so she'll spend 3, getting 1 back. She still has 4 because of the 3 guards to increase discontent by 1, which is our final thing. Now, I'm not sure what the order is. Because moving, actually, I did see this online. They said that if this moves us to 11, if this had moved us to 12, we would still win a victory because us getting to our 3rd riot with the move supersedes them getting to the 12th hour, but actually we were at the 11th hour. So yeah, that was still closer than I thought, but we did pretty well there. And if any of you are watching and want your co-op games hard, there's lots of ways to do it. So first of all, at the next difficulty level, I don't think you use these anymore. So think of all the skipped turns they had with those. That's pretty crazy. And also, as you saw, this was a very powerful set of missions, like the bonus that I could ignore some of those guys for detainment and stuff, and to lock down that one guy for 2 turns was great. They have 3 other sets of these in the base game, and this is the easiest one. Like, this is one they suggest you use first. So the game definitely gets more challenging if you wanted to. So that was the City of the Great Machine. We have thrown off ChatGPT's domination of our airwaves, and we get to live another day in freedom, I guess. So thanks for watching, everybody. Good gaming, and I'll see you at the next stop.